Welcome back. In this video, we're going to discuss multi-unit combat, or combat with multiple different combats with multiple different units. So first of all, we want to discuss those two things. There's the combat setup mode and then the combat resolution mode. All combats have to be set up in the combat setup mode and then committed to. Then when you advance into the combat resolution mode, you must execute these attacks in whichever order you see fit, but then you must execute all of them before it's over. This is how we set up combat. You click on the defending unit, and then you click on an attacker, in this case the 6-3. So here's the CRT. We can look here at the details part, which you can click. It may not come up this way. And it's got a good rundown of what's happening. So you see there's a 6 attacking a 3, and that's divided by 2, and it's the 2-to-1 chart. And finally, you can see this number here over the unit. It says 2-to-1. It's very convenient to have that there because sometimes you have multiple combats and you want to decide how to allocate your resources to individual combats, and this will assist in that. To demonstrate, I will select a second unit and I'll attack it with a different unit. There we see now we have a 2-to-1 here and a 1-to-1 here, and the 1-to-1's here. Now we have a third unit we can attack with, and we're going to commit this to the 1-to-1 at first. So I click on the unit, and we now have a 2-to-1 and a 3-to-1. If you look at the CRT, you might see there's an exchange in both 2-to-1 and 3-to-1s. You may be risk adverse and want to not commit to these attacks in this way. Another thing you could do is select this original unit and then select the third unit, and now you have a 4-to-1 and a 1-to-1. Risk adverse people will notice there are no detrimental effects to the attacker in either of those. So that way you can actually very easily then decide if you want to do this or if you want to do that, and that works very nicely. And that's actually why these were put in the first place, because people had a hard time remembering, and it makes it easier to decide. So just to be complete, let's go ahead and commit to this because it is risk adverse, and getting an EX with these units would be painful for the red player. So I'll hit next phase, click on the defending unit. We had a D3, which is a DR. So we click on the defender, retreat it, and then we can advance with the unit. Now we're going to do the 1-to-1, and we'll see what the effects are there. We got lucky, we rolled a 6, which is still only a DR. But then we can choose to advance, or if you click on the unit again, not advance. Thank you for your interest. I hope you've enjoyed this episode.